The community of Eldorado Park is calling for a complete overhaul of policing in their area after the killing of 16-year-old Nathaniel Julius. He was killed on Wednesday night during a shootout between police and gang members. The police were responding, we are told, to a tip-off about stolen car parts. Nathaniel's family says he was questioned by police, and when he failed to answer, he was shot. Now, yesterday, community members attacked the Eldorado Park police station, demanding the removal of the officer who allegedly shot Nathaniel. Let's take a look at how it all unfolded yesterday. All right, apologies for that. Once we have that video online for you, we will bring it to you here on the AM Report. In the meantime, Ward Councillor Peter Rafferty led a delegation of residents to the police station yesterday, and he joins us now via video link. Good morning, Peter. Thanks very much for your time this morning on Newsroom 405. I imagine your community this Friday morning in mourning, in shock, also angry.
Yeah, hi Michelle, good morning to all the listeners. Yes, it's a painful experience being with the parents also yesterday, being a father myself. I mean, no one would be subject to anything like this. And if you have seen the images we had yesterday, bulk of the protesters were youth members from the community.
So, Peter, there are, what we're grappling with this morning is that there are these very different accounts of what happened not only on Wednesday, but perhaps in the hours, in the days that led up to Nathaniel Julius being shot and killed. Tell us what was happening in Eldorado Park that led up to that shooting.
There's conflicting stories in terms of what has happened. But also the fact that SAPS tried to cover up the crime scene. There was no particular... Hi, Michelle, did you get that?
Peter, we lost you for a second there, but we're still holding on to hear you. I think the picture froze for just a second. Please continue.
Yeah, no, I'm saying there's based on there's conflicting stories as to what is the real story that led to the death of Nathaniel, but also the scenes that happened after he was shot. And we went to go check the scenes, and you could see that this child literally had his hands on the truck. That truck has been standing there for more than 3 years. More than 3 years. That truck has been standing there, and his hands, as he was falling down, slipping down, you can actually see what has happened. So subsequently, we had also told that another van came after his body was removed from there and dropped at the hospital. There was also another van that came with flashlights, looked for the shell that was used in that incident, removed the shell and covered up the blood with sand in that particular area. So that tells you a lot.
I mean, that paints an obvious picture of a cover-up.
Definitely. And for lack of better words, utter nonsense statements that has been sent by both the MEC as well as the Premier to the residents of Eldorado Park. Yes, we're all calling for calm. We're all calling for support for the family while they're in mourning. But to make statements such as what we have seen yesterday is rather unfortunate.
Yeah, so the Gauteng Premier, along with the Community Safety MEC visiting the area yesterday, and the message there, it did appear, was that appeal for calm. That did seem to be the main message coming out of that visit, but also assurances that those responsible for the death of Nathaniel would be brought to book. Have those assurances gone in any way to try and ease the pain of the community there?
I think the anger is still there. So we will actually see what is happening today. At least we've got comfort because we were together with the officers from IPIT that's investigating the case, that will be coming through today again to complete the work that they need to do. So we've also asked community members to allow the process to proceed. But I think from the MEC and the Premier, there should be certain steps that could be taken so that community can feel that they are indeed listened to.
So, Peter, the mood in Eldorado Park as we speak to you this morning, how would you describe it?
The mood for now, during the morning, it's calm, but we don't know what will happen after 7, 8 o'clock. Like I said, last night people were still very angry. People feel hurt because the youngster in question, we know him being just the jolly person that he is, engaging with everyone around where he used to stay. So that particular anger and void that has been caused by this, it's still very painful to people.
Yeah.
There's a second spill also where police actually shot through people's windows. You don't know who's there. Is there a baby in the place where you are shooting? Is there elderly people with tear gas? So it's all of those emotions as well, and nothing has been said in terms of what will be happening in terms of compensation for those people that have lost stuff. So the anger is still there.
Yeah. Peter, the other big issue coming out of Eldorado Park is that the death of Nathaniel Julius is in fact not an isolated incident. In fact, his mother, Bridget Harris, telling Newzroom Afrika that this officer, who she calls Scorpion, is known to behave in this way. What's your experience, or what accounts have you heard from your community?
This is, in fact, yesterday, I think this incident actually sparked a whole lot of other cases that came up. But the unfortunate thing is when people do not come forward, it remains allegations. But this time around, we need to see through collectively with the community. When this case goes to court, we need to be there in unison and make sure that justice prevails.